Okay, this is the inside of your PR machine, your 6 thread, your 10 thread. Refer to my previous video of how to kick the covers off. Let's get into this front cover. Let me show you some oiling points that are crucial. I'm going to try to get to these guys. I'm going to turn the camera sideways a little bit so you can possibly see a little better. So there are some felt pads in your unit, and it depends on the use of your unit and how dry it is or how wet it is. If you look underneath all these needle bars, they'll have felt pads, and a lot of times these felt pads will be stuck down here at the bottom. I'm going to pull these felt pads down so you can see them. A little easier to see, it's a little easier to get to. A lot of your felt pads on your machines will already be down here at the bottom. It doesn't matter if they're at the bottom or at the top. The purpose of these little felt pads is to hold the oil in this needle bar section. When your needle bars are engaged here, these needle bars will be moving up and down very quickly. So I'm going to show you some key oiling points on this unit so you can keep it maintained and running smooth. So I'm going to show you, here's your best oiler. These Zoom Spouts oilers, very handy dandy. They've got this Zoom spout. This is how it comes when you get the oiler. You pull up your spout, take your red nozzle off, place it on the old storage position here to the side, and you're good to go. This is a non-stain oil, so it's not going to stain any of your clothes or your garments or anything like that. Do not try to get the oil out of your garment if you get this oil in it. Usually within 72 hours it will kind of dissipate, and then you can wash it and clean it up. So here's what you need to do. Here's the main spots. It's got these springs here. I'll put 1 drop of oil on the top here on every spring. This is how easy it is. What that does is that oil runs down this first section. There's actually some of these little felts inside here you can't see. These springs are holding those felts down, putting pressure on that needle bar. So if you put 1 drop of oil on every spring, gravity will take over and take it down to that oil pad and help you out there. The next place that I like to oil is on these little retainer clips. I'll reach inside there and I'll put 1 drop of oil on the same needle bar on the back side. All over, just 1 drop of oil on every one of those guys. If you over oil it, if you get 2 or 3 drops in here, it's not a big deal because it's going to run down and catch on these pads. And the next place I like to oil is on top of every one of these needle bars on the bottom side. Just 1 drop on one side. We'll oil that felt pad, wrap around that felt pad, and it'll take it to the other side. Then the next spot I like to oil on the front is kind of a little harder to get to, but if you grab any one of these needle bars here, let me lower this camera down just a little bit so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I hope I don't make you too dizzy. So the next spot you can see inside here, if I point it out with the oiler. So basically it has this gray casting that the needle bars run through, and you're going to oil on the top side and the bottom side of these gray castings here. That's the deal. You're trying to oil on the top side and the bottom side of the gray castings. I just oiled the top of this, and now I'm going to try to get to the bottom. If you want to, you can reach down and pull this needle bar down, and I'm going to point out with my oiler. You'll see that little bitty felt pad there. So I can see them here, but if it helps you at all, you can reach down, grab your needle bar, and pull them down. And all you have to do is pull them down just a little bit. It's not going to give you a lot of room to pull these down. You'll feel it stop, but reach down, pull them down, give you a little squirt of 1 oil drop on those guys. And the main question I get asked here is, some of these guys I can pull down and it stops. Other ones I can pull down a long ways. So what happens is it has a stop behind this section, and it depends on what needle it's on. It's going to allow it to pull down. So the needle it's on, I'm going to allow it to pull down, and the needles next to it is going to allow it to pull down. So that's why some of them pull down a lot and the other ones have a stop. There's nothing wrong with these guys at all. But some of them have a stop, some of them you're able to pull down. There's nothing wrong with the unit whatsoever. So that's got, you're going to oil the top side of the casting, the bottom side of the casting, on the upper and the lower. So if you do that, then your machine will run so much quieter, so much more fluent, so much more life expectancy out of the unit. So that's how you going to oil the front side of this unit here. We're going to get to some other oiling points in some other videos. Hope that helped.